What is up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Market Marauder Show. Be the market one trade at a time. If you're new to the Market Marauder Show, it's an investment channel. Helps you to find the best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure that thumbs up. Definitely helps YouTube out and promote the videos. All right, so today we're going over some of the top cryptocurrencies I think everyone should be watching or at least have on their watch list. So I'm going to go over three different cryptocurrencies, going into some of their background and things that they do. So let's jump into it with the first one. The first one is ticker sign CVC for Civic. It is a digital identity ecosystem coin. This is from Masari. So Masari.io is a great place for you to scan different cryptocurrencies out there. Gives you a lot of great information on the cryptocurrency, a lot of data that you can use when trading. And so on here, we can see their 1 hour, 24 hour, 7 day, 1 month, 3 month, and 1 year, all present right here. So they are down in a lot of different metrics. On here, these are the different exchanges that they're available on. So they are tradable on a lot of different exchanges, which I think is very important to look at, especially when trying to jump in and out of some of these coins, whether you're swing trading them or you're holding them for the long term. Having availability of having access on a lot of different exchanges is very imperative, especially if you're trying to get it. You don't really want to have to go get a lot of different wallets and then, always have to convert things over using Ethereum or Binance. So that's just something to bear in mind, basically off of my trading style. I like to get into a lot of different cryptocurrencies that I can get for fiat because it's easily obtainable and easier to get, and then potentially later on storing it into a hardware wallet later on, because you don't want to keep them on exchanges forever. So this is Civic. Going into some background information on Civic. Civic is an identity verification, basically platform. So it says meet KYC and AML requirements with Civic's compliance tools for decentralized finance or DeFi, public blockchains, NFTs, and businesses. So on here, permission, trusted, and fast. Allowed qualification, known users to participate in permissioned markets, liquidity providers, dApps, or dApp developers, and institutional participants can manage risk while creating trust in the DeFi ecosystem with Civic's compliance tools. And so basically their whole thing is identity verification, which is something that I think is going to be very imperative or very important when going into the metaverse. And so in the metaverse, you have your account, but you want to make sure your identity is safe. And so when you're translating between here and the metaverse, you kind of want to keep your avatar separate. And so I think Civic could be a tool to do so. Also, they have a large array of applications for just everyday use as well, which I'll go over here in a little bit. So KYC stands for Know Your Customer. So identity verification support for 4,500 documents across 195 countries. And so it's fast, accurate, pay as you go, global reusable identity verification. And so weed out fraudulers or fraudsters and bots, layers of authentication, separate legitimate customers for everyone else, plus legitimate customers benefit from privacy-focused systems. So you have the login, multi-factor authentication, or MFA. So between emails and liveness verification biometrics and passcode protected app, we keep scammers and bots under control. And then email liveness verification, all complete email verification, and video selfie to ensure they are real people. And so on here, it's just one application, document verification with level 1 fraud check. So compare the 3D face of the live user and their 2D photo to match to ensure that their facial recognition matches. So photo ID is checked to ensure it is not a digital proof, not a screenshot, and not a photo of a photo, and the full documentation is visible. Document verification with level 2 fraud check combines machine learning and human review to detect forged, counterfeit, blank, stolen, fantasy or camouflage, imposter or lookalike, and comprised documents. Then on here it talks about security checks for a time of transaction or purchase. And so this is a layer of additional verification measures at the time of transaction or purchase. So you have biometric and liveness check, reauthorizes a user's 3D face map to a video selfie to make sure the person is in front of you and who they are and they are who they say they are. So basically, I think something like this is gonna, help in the future. They have age verification as well, which I'll go on a little bit later, and then phone number verification. Which is just another form of security. And so I think these are all things that can be used, in the future, especially for verification of payments. Something that, you may log into your Amazon account or into another account, and, make sure that you are the person who is purchasing a specific item. Companies could use it to make sure the person who is paying for the company or using the company's funds is a verified person using facial recognition. And then the other forms of level 1 and level 2 fraud check. Lastly, on here, what they're pushing is for age verification. So they have verification across 195 countries, no more ID checks or no more checking IDs by hand, contactless proof of age at your point of sale, vending machine, or website. And so this definitely is for a lot of industries that sell alcohol or that sell tobacco or even the cannabis industry. You can do a live verification of your age. So automate and reduce human error in ID checks. So no more of going to those websites and clicking and putting down your age. You can't really verify that. If you have a live age verification, it basically clears that to make sure the person is who they say they are. So you can access a website or an app. So for security reasons on that, getting into a bar or a club, buying age restricted goods. These are all things. So these are some of the applications, like I said earlier. But let's imagine you're going into a club, and instead of going to a bouncer, you just go up to a module and it verifies your age for you and print you off a little wristband, and then you go inside. So I think this is definitely application for the future. Also, with the opioid crisis going on, having verification in the pharmaceutical industry, I think, has huge applications moving forward for verification to make sure that those patients who are prescribed the medication get the medication that they need. And so I think Civic is taking a huge step forward with rolling out this automated ID check. I like their technology, and I think it's a great technology, especially considering the price of the coin is only like 33 cents at the current time. I think the project really hasn't caught on by a lot of people, but I think if it gets picked up by a lot of large brands like maybe IBM uses the technology or Microsoft uses it for payment verifications, or some big company uses this as payment verification, I think it could definitely catch on in the long term. So that's the first one, Civic, ticker sign CVC. Next, we have Chainlink, which ticker sign is LINK, currently at $19.28. This is their 1 hour, 24-hour, 7-day, 1 month, 3 month, and 1 year. 1 year looking positive, 24-hour looking positive, but the rest of the metrics looking pretty negative. Overall, I like the 1 year because they're up 43.35%. And so looking at it, they're available on a lot of different exchanges as well. You have Binance, OKEx, Coinbase Exchange, UI Global, FTX, Kraken, Gemini. Most of the major exchanges support Link or Chainlink, and so it's easily accessible, which is a great thing to look for when looking at cryptocurrency. So let's go into some background information on Chainlink. So this is Chainlink's main website. It's chain.link. So securely connects smart contracts with off-chain data and services. Chainlink decentralized Oracle networks provide tamper-proof inputs, outputs, and computations to support advanced smart contract on any blockchain. So they're basically, an Oracle hub if you are looking into that. So I think Oracle is going to be something, that people are going to need as the network continues to grow. And so with Chainlink being, this Oracle hub itself, and being the Oracle itself, definitely will help, seamless transactions and the adoption of more smart contracts as crypto continues to grow. So this is their main website. A lot of different stuff on here, basically talking about what they do. If we go on here, this is Chainlink 2.0, the future of decentralized Oracle networks, which is basically what they do. And this is the white paper. So the white paper expands the role of decentralized Oracle networks, or DONs, in the blockchain ecosystem, laying out the key advancements for the Chainlink network to power a suite of decentralized services for smart contracts on any blockchain. So here's some of the technical advancements, just going to read the highlights. So hybrid smart contracts, scaling abstract away complexity, confidentiality, you have order fairness, trust minimization, and crypto economic security. And so each one of these have a little section. There are actually more on here about the different announcements. And then on here just shows off-chain computation, highly validated data. And then you have the chain link network, which is right here. Then under it, you have DeFi contracts plus CeFi, wrapped assets, insurance contracts, new smart contracts, gaming contracts, DeFi, and then more DeFi contracts. And then so, it's a big ecosystem. On here, you can download their Chainlink white paper too, which is definitely a very interesting read. Understand how it works. If you're not familiar with what an oracle is, I encourage you to go look up what an oracle is. That'll definitely point you in the right direction as to all the things that Chainlink is doing. So this is Chainlink, currently at $19.37. Lastly on here, we have Avalanche. So Avalanche is an open source platform for launching decentralized application, or dApps. So they're currently at $114.59 or 58 cents. They're 1 hour, they're actually down, but they're up on the 24 hours, 7 day, 1 month, 3 month, and 1 year. So in the 1 year, they're actually up 3,196.77%, which is pretty impressive in my personal opinion. There's a lot of money being funneled into Avalanche as well, especially with the music industry. And so they're available on Binance, OKX, Coinbase, Huawei, FTX, and Bitfinex. So they're available on a lot of different exchanges, which means you can trade fiat for this cryptocurrency, which is a great thing to do moving forward. It makes the transaction a lot easier because you don't have to convert over from another coin. This one is also proof of stake on the consensus of algorithms, so just bear that in mind. Going to some background information on them: blazing fast, low cost, and eco-friendly is basically their motto. Avalanche is the fastest smart contract platform in the blockchain industry, as measured by time to finality, and has the most validators securing its activity of any proof of stake protocol. And so, what is possible on Avalanche? Avalanche is an open, programmable smart contract platform for decentralized applications. And so, you'll hear dApps thrown around all the time. People talking about, oh, dApps are going to continue to grow, which I do believe they are as well. But you're going to need more infrastructure like Avalanche to launch those dApps. And so, build fast, low cost, Solidity compatible dApps, launch Ethereum dApps that confirm transactions instantly and process thousands of transactions per second, far beyond the decentralized blockchain platform today. Launch customized blockchain, private and public, so you can deploy blockchains that fit your own application needs, build your own virtual machine, and uh, just dictate exactly how the blockchain should operate. On here, you have scaled to millions of validators with minimal hardware. Stake or lock up your AVAX, which is their ticker sign, which basically say an Avalanche coin itself, to help process transactions and further secure the platform, providing security guarantees well above 51% standard. You probably have the hardware required to join the platform. So on here is just some of the things that they had in the news, and this is a comparison of their speed, basically saying Avalanche's speed is the fastest when compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polkadot. And so I think Avalanche is going to continue to grow. On here, you have their roadmap, which basically shows you the things that they have planned to do or that they have done. So this is the quarter 1 of 2021. This is January to March. And so they have Apricot, which is 50% reduction of transaction fees, removal of C chain, gas refunds, or EIP 3298. You have improvement in C-Chain block index and API upgrades, added monitoring and consensus health checks, strengthened default security options, and added full support for FAPI, optimized P-chain verification during bootstrapping, and then various optimizations in the P-chain, C-chain, and network library. Some of the major milestones that they had: Avalanche Ethereum Bridge, or AEB, launched. You have Pangolin, which is the largest DEX on Avalanche, was launched, and then 0 to 400 million total value locked across the Avalanche platform. So that's quite a large amount of money. 1 billion traded volume across all DEX, and you have $10+ billion of AVX staked to secure Avalanche. And then so on here, these are some of the ecosystem projects that are currently out of here. You have Proof of Learning, you have TUSD, Nash, Orion. Some of these projects I haven't heard of before, but you have Jewel Wallet, Trust swap, e-money, yield. I encourage everybody to go read more on these. I have heard of Cartesia. Cartesia is actually going up at the current moment, and I've done a review of Cartesia in the past, so make sure you go check that out. You have the Congress of the Mexican state of Quinta Roo. These are some interesting things that they're doing. So lastly on here, I want to talk about the industry use cases. So this is basically how Avalanche is being used in the real world. On here you have decentralized finance or DeFi, talking about DeFi is rapidly growing beyond the limit of one chain. Avalanche is fully compatible with Ethereum assets, apps, and tools with faster speeds and higher throughput and lower fees. So you have asset insurance, automated market makers or AMMs, borrowing and lending, decentralized exchanges or DEX, derivatives, insurance, peer-to-peer payments, prediction markets, and stable coins. You have uh, Sushi Swap, TrueUSD, Snowball. If you go down here, you have Penguin Finance, Yield Yak, Frax, and Benqui, or Key, or however you want to pronounce that. Institution, enterprises, and governments. This is used for real estate lending, supply chain, trade finance, intellectual property, insurance, fund management, document tracking, digital identity, which is similar to civic, debt financing, asset insurance, and trading. And so the two main partners on this is the Congress of Quinta and then Arrival. Lastly on here, you have non-fungible tokens or NFTs, which is art, certification, license, collectibles, credentials, in-game items, and music. On here, if we scroll up to the top portion, we have Polynet Games, the Mastercards. We have GameSwap, Tops, which is a popular NFT that's done very well. You have Crypto Seal, Snowflake Market, Spore Finance, and Unify. These are some of the projects you may have heard of. Tops NFTs, which has been very popular. That is based off of Avalanche, I think the project's going to continue to grow in popularity. That's why it's so high. As far as price is concerned, but as more things are built using Avalanche, I think it's going to continue to grow even further. So drop a comment down below. Tell me which one of these do you think has the most potential to go? Which one do you like the most? Make sure you put it down in the comment section. While down there, if you have any suggestions that you want me to review in the list for next week, make sure you put them down there as well. While down there, hit that thumbs up. Definitely helps YouTube algorithm with the videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace and good luck to everybody out there trading.